This is a demonstration of the new recall board. This is a new addition to the Open EMR family and its forks, brought to you by MedEx at medexbank.com. The recall board is compatible with Open EMR 4.2 onward and will be part of the base install for new installations using the latest versions of Open EMR and Libre Health. In this video example, we'll go through the base install version of the recall board. The next video will contrast this with a MedEx-enabled recall board should you wish to use our optional MedEx messaging service. Again, everything that you're going to see in this video is free and open source and part of the base install for the EHRs. The recall board is a place to store lists of patients who need an appointment but have not yet scheduled one. For example, patient is checking out at the window with your secretary. The doctor requests a return visit in 1 year, but the patient says, I'm not able to schedule that appointment at this time. Instead of creating a paper list for recalls, your office can now do this in Open EMR. By creating a reminder to schedule a future visit, you're storing this information within the EHR rather than doing it on paper. So say the patient who in front of you is Ben Riley. Today was the last visit for Ben, and the doctor wants to see him in 1 year, and he wants to see him for a hypertension check, high blood pressure check. The doctor is Dr. Caring. The facility is the Caring Health Center. Ben Riley's information, demographic information, is automatically pulled into the recall board. So you see the, the date of birth, the address, phone numbers, is SMS, voice messaging, email allowed. Does Ben allow you to use these? Now, at checkout time, it's a good idea for the secretary to review the demographics, make sure the addresses and phone numbers are correct. The patient may say, no, I don't want you calling me. And even though you have their email, I don't want any email to be sent to me. Now, this has to be part of your workflows, and it may or may not be depending on what your system is, how it's set up. But the recall board in its native state has the ability for you to communicate via the phone or create postcards, send messages using traditional post. That's allowed. Let's add this recall. Now notice it doesn't show up on the recall board. This is the nascent recall board. And that's because this is a demonstration version of Open EMR. There's only a handful of patients, and the date range is limited. Today is August 20th, 2017, and we're only displaying recalls up to 1 month from now. So let's filter that and change this to 2019. And we should see Ben Riley's recall. There's one other one that we did earlier, Freedom Mulch, but Ben Riley, the patient who's standing in front of us right now, a recall was made so that on 8/20/2018, he should be back to see the doctor for a hypertension check. He's going to see Dr. Jane Caring at the Caring Health Center. And here's some of the demographic information should we wish to contact him about making that appointment. Let's look first at Ben Riley's demographics and the choices that we made. He said, yes, we can allow SMS, but no to voice messaging and no to email. The changes that we did when we created our recall for Ben Riley are reflected directly in the demographic choices within the Open EMR. Anything that is done now is documented, the progress report. So for example, Freedom Mulch, a phone call was made by Jim, the administrator. That's the last name in this demo version of Open EMR. 7/27 at 2:19. A label was created and perhaps some mailings were used for that. For the recall board, you can print everybody or none. or one at a time. And if you print the label for multiple patients, you will see, using the same label format that you have in your globals, an individual label made for every single one that's selected. If you decide to make a phone call, checking the box here will record that somebody, whoever's logged in this case is gym administrator, phoned Ben Riley and when. But what's more important is when you're talking to Ben Riley, you may want to actually schedule the appointment. If you don't schedule the appointment, cancel that. There may be notes that we left a message on the machine to schedule recall, please. And that's automatically saved. When you refresh your recall board, let's just filter it from this place. These are all the actions that were taken. There were 2 labels produced, 811, and a phone call was made. Jim made the phone call, and this is what the note from that visit said. Patient called and can't make appointment yet. Fine. So we refresh the board again. There's a new note. Patient called and can't make the appointment yet. Once this is completed, an appointment is made within 3 months of this date, this date, the recall will disappear. So let's go ahead and make an appointment for this patient, Ben Riley, and let's just say that we made it for the 10th with Dr. Caring. So it's all set. When we go and refresh our recall board, he disappears. And the reason is the creation of an appointment within 3 months of the recall date obviates the need to have a recall at all. You're taking care of it. Open EMR and its forks automatically know in the recall board that this recall can be deleted. You don't need to manually delete it. You can manually delete any recall simply by doing that. There is a prompt to make sure that you're ready to do that. When we filter and look through our appointments, now we have no recalls on the board. Hopefully that makes sense and that you'll find the recall board a valuable addition to your EHR. Thank you.